Hello and welcome to the Rugged Rockhound. Today I'm filming with my cell phone until I get a new camera, which should be within the next couple weeks, so shouldn't have to deal with this for too long. So I'm here with Logan, and Gary's already off looking for good stuff. So today we're trying out a new area, Burnt Creek. So if we look over that way, so just over those hills there is Short Creek, which we did over a month ago. So we wanted to check the next one over, and this is Burnt Creek. We've got Chalice Volcanics on both sides. Who knows what we'll find here? Yeah, sorry about the video quality and the audio quality. It's definitely inferior to the GoPro. Anyway, here's the GPS to where we're currently parked. This is going to be our first search area. So we noticed that up in this little area in here, there was some yellowish coloring, which is something you want to look for. So we're going to check this area first. If we don't find a lot, we've got another area further up there that we're really looking forward to because that place looks really good. So this is just stop one. Who knows? Maybe stop two will be better. Maybe this is the better one. There it is. That's where we're going to start. And I'll bring you in when we get our first find. So I've come this far. The vehicle's just down there. One thing I've noticed is there is a distinct lack of chalcedony here. I haven't seen any so far. So this zone through here might not be great, but because this is Chalice, I might go to that hill and start finding stuff, or I might go to that hill and start finding stuff. So just because there's nothing in this zone doesn't mean walk 100 yards and you still won't have any. You could find some. Like I said, wasn't finding anything really there. Just come a little further and I'm starting to find seams. There we go. A little seam. I'm not going to keep that, but it's a good sign. As I've continued coming further, I still see a few pieces of thin seam here and there, but now we're getting into these like chunky little white pieces. So a little bit of change. Still nothing that I would really like to collect. So the question is, do I keep going that way or do I try it over that way? Well, here's something a little different. So I've come a little further. The other guys are down there. And it's like, you know, it kind of looks like quartzite. But it's a vein where you've got silica-rich, kind of a chalcedony that's got this greenish or bluish hue to it. But it's not translucent. So, not something to keep, but definitely seems to be indicating we're moving in a good direction. It's getting bigger. Just found this piece of seam. Now, it's not great, but if you look right there, see, it's got this greenish color in it. So, maybe worth cutting into. Yeah, I might take that back. I'll think about it. All right, Gary says he's got something to take a look at. Oh, hey. Well, look at that. It's got some green in it. I think it's trying to be a jasper.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think on the edges there, it's a little translucent.
I think so too. I think that's worth taking back and cutting into at least and just see if it's interesting on the inside. Okay, I've got two pieces here. Can you see them? So we got this one right here. Oh, that's a nice thicker piece. Oh, I think it's got a little bit of green along the edge too. And then there's another one right there. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Used to have crystals in it right there.
Okay.
And that piece right there. Oh, that's a nodule.
Yeah, we're in it now.
Yeah. Now we're finding some stuff. Just had to keep going a little further. I think I got some jasper here. From here it looks really pretty. It's kind of jasper. I kind of want to cut into it because it looks like we got some neat things going on. So, and that's where the slicken lines were. I have to hold it farther away. I'm too used to the GoPro. Well, no, I can hold it closer. Just have to hold it in the right spot. That's a good piece of jasper, though. All right, this piece of jasper, it looks kind of interesting. Let's take a closer look. Oh, all right, that is an interesting jasper. I do like that. Yeah, that's a good find. Well, I'm headed back to the Montero since most of the stuff we're finding here is few and far between. And then they're gonna keep looking and I'll meet up with them here and we'll go up to the second spot. But it looks like I got a nodule here. Yeah, they're definitely few and far between, but every now and then you get one and it's really cool when you do. And I just found right down there, this, look at that. It's it was a partial nodule with quartz crystals. That's pretty cool. Another one with little quartz crystals. See, look at that. Got some good quartz crystals on that one. Focus, camera. Focus. Anyway, quartz crystals right there. So I'm back on the road. I'm almost back to the vehicle. So we were over there. There's a helicopter up there. And I just found this nice little piece of water line in the road. Very nice. Well, I brought the vehicle up to where they had gotten to. So we're not at the spot we want to be yet. That's going to be on the other side of that. That farther ridge. But a few more pieces. I just walked up to the hill to see what else was here. A few more small pieces like those. And then there's a piece maybe right there. Looks like a piece of seam, but see, it looks almost like quartzite. Very interesting. We're coming off the hill and right down here in the flats, look what I found. That's a good looking seam. That'll be fun to cut into. Excited for that. He said he's got a few good ones. So we found good pieces. They're just kind of few and far between in this area, which is why we want to go try up further. But let's take a look at what they found. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Oh, well, that's a little different. I like it. It's really cool. All right, let's see what you guys found. Some more of this.
Yeah,
so that's, yeah, that was that first seam that I remember seeing from you. And that one. All right, that's cool. A lot of white, but it does have some banding in it.
There, that's what I found over there.
Okay, some more of the seam. Yeah, that seam has this greenish color in it.
I found that nodule.
Oh, that looks like that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good looking nodule. I can
There's
see.
little stuff after that.
All kinds of stuff in there.
Logan's got.
Oh, he's got some big stuff. What do we got here? Okay, this is some of the seam stuff like we've been finding.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice big piece of it right there. And what do we got here? Does this have like seams going through it? Or is it just a big piece of it? There's definitely some of it right there. And you can see the seam right there, so yeah, there's got to be some good stuff in there.
So I liked the color of that.
Okay. I think this one's trying to be jasper. Cool. Nice druzy on that one. Seam.
Wasn't sure.
Okay, yeah, this is mostly just the volcanic rock. It's got a little bit going through it here and there. Oh, that looks interesting right in there.
Yeah, that's what drew my attention to it.
Huh. It might be worth cutting. And some other cool looking stuff in there. Oh, that's a good looking nodule right there. That's a good size. That's neat.
Found it right here.
Right down here. Okay, so the better stuff seems to be lower. Oh, that's got some nice crystals in there. Sweet. Yeah, not bad. Okay, we've stopped at a spot where we saw looked promising, and Gary's already got a nice little piece here. Look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. A little bit of a bluish in there. That's a good start. There you go. Looks like we found another one right here. Oh yep, there's another piece. Oh, it's looking good. Just found this one. Looks like it's got a little bit of plume coming off the edge.
Yeah.
That's nice. Ooh, that looks like a nice piece. Look at that. Oh, that's a sweet piece. You got to show Gary that one. Here's this tiny piece cut open. It looks like it should be good, and oh, it is. Oh yeah, there's a lot going on in that little piece. Sometimes the smallest can be the most interesting. Yeah, there's lots of pieces here. Starting to see tons. Got this one right here, and then look at that one. Very nice. Now Gary says he's got something good. So let's quickly go take a look at what he's got. Oh, there's another piece and another piece right there. Let's take a look. And the reveal. Oh, what a nice quartz pocket in that one. Got another nice piece right there. Oh, nice. It's got a little bit of a quartz druzy pocket too, with some calcite in the middle of it. Hey, some overcast. Oh, there's a nice piece right there too. Look at that. Calcite there. Chalcedony, mostly, thankfully. I would agree with that.
Me too.
Oh, here's a few more pieces right here. Well, that's kind of neat. They're a bit thin. I'll leave that one. Ah, look at that. It's a decent little seam.
Yeah, it looks cool. All kinds of stuff going on in there.
Might be really fractured though. It also looks really fractured. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Ooh. Okay, I like how it has a darker kind of brown orange in it. A lot of stuff going on though. Just found a nice big piece of the seam. Look at that. Sweet. Yeah, we'll take that and cut it. Also found that piece that had some crystals in it. Right there. Nice. Yeah, so I've got a pile of it now down there. I'm going to go through and just pick which ones I want to keep. Yep, there's a little one right in there. Here's this piece cut open. Oh, nice. Oh, that's different than a lot of the other ones. Ooh, I like that. So I got this nice piece right here, kind of a fleshy colored seam. That's pretty cool. And then I got one right here. And it's ready for me to dig it out, so let's do it. All right. That's decent. Cool, we'll have to take that back and see if it's any good. And here's another good one with quartz in a pocket. Sweet, druzy pocket. Okay, Gary's got a big piece here. Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Unfortunately, I think a lot of it's calcite, but...
You want to cut it? It's got a big fracture in it.
I mean...
I don't think I'm going to carry it down.
Yeah, now that I look closer at it, I think it's just going to fall apart because it's pretty much all calcite, so I'm going to pass on it. Now we've crested it, and there's stuff all through here. You can probably see it on the phone. And look at all this I've already picked up. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, look at all that stuff all through there. All through there, just tons of it. Yeah, now it's a matter of which ones to keep, right? Which ones? Oh, I like that one. I think I'll keep that one. So I've walked a bit further south because that direction's north. But right in this area, I started picking up these nice pieces of seam. Look at that. Those are some nice seam pieces. Yeah, that's good stuff. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Nice big one, and yeah, a lot of plumes. Just a lot of stuff going on. Here we have this piece of seam cut open. Should be good. Yep. Ooh, it even has a little banding in it. I like that. Here we have this piece of seam cut open. Already from the outside, you can tell it's got good banding, and ooh, even better inside, it has good plumes. Let me hold that better. There we go. Very nice. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Ooh, nice. Yeah, a lot of the material here looks very similar from this spot. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Ooh, nice. Good plumes again. Here's this piece of seam cut open. It had an inherent fracture right here. Ooh, this has got really good banding in it. Okay. I like that one. Here we have this piece of seam cut open. Nice. It looks like the other stuff. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Nice big one. And oh, that is nice. I like that we've got some good banding in there. Plumes and just a lot going on. Here's this one cut open. You can already see banding on the outside, so yep, there it goes, continues in. And that is some good banding. All right, I think that's a bunch of calcite along the edge. So, interesting. Back at the vehicle, on my way back, I found the biggest piece of the seam that I saw. So nice. Biggest piece on the way back. Exciting. So just past that ridge right there, the lower ridge, this one right here, that's where we're gonna hopefully get to our next area, the place we've been trying to get to. Well, that we've been planning from months ago. Anyway, that's our next stop. And here we are at spot number 2. So it's this nice little canyon right here. We've seen some yellow on both sides. There's a nice peak back there. Maybe I'll walk over this way and show you. So there's this little track that comes off here and stops right here before it turns into just like a hiking trail. And yeah, this is the place we've been looking forward to checking out. So get a nice little view of the valley out here. That's Burnt Creek down there. I don't know if you can quite see the peak back there. There it is. The top of the peak there. So this is where we wanted to stop and really take a look. So here's the GPS coordinates to where we parked. Let's get at it. There should be tons of stuff up that direction. You can see yellowish coloring over here, a bunch of stuff over there. Who knows what you'll find out here. So we're parked right down there. I started by walking on that side just to see. I didn't see much over there, but it was this side, the right side, that when we were looking at maps, it was the one that looked the most interesting. It had those yellow colors, things like that. So I've come across here, walked around, saw a few little seams, but then I saw that. Look at that. Oh, doesn't that look nice? It's got like this coating on it. That's a good start. So I just found these really nice quartz points. Sweet, and I see something big right there. Ooh, let's take a closer look. What do we have here? Looks like the center of it's a quartz pocket. It's a seam. Very nice. And it looks like he's got some good stuff. We are now back in the good stuff. Oh yeah. That looks like a piece of seam right there. Let's take a closer look at it. Yeah, it's just a thin one, but it looks pretty nice. All right, I found this one. It's got kind of a root beer to it. That's really cool, plumes. But look at that, something big poking out of the hill. What do we have here? Oh, it's a seam that was quartz crystals in the middle. Look at that. Too bad they grew into each other, but that's pretty cool. They do, they look like teeth. Logan has found the seam that big one came from. Look at this. There it is, those quartz crystals in a large seam. Here's where it's coming out of the hill. That's a good find. Question is, can you get it out? So there you can see where we parked. We come up, he's trying to get that out still. But this is a great place to come and look for the quartz crystals. There are a lot of pieces here that are covered in quartz crystals. So if you want quartz crystals, this is a good spot. Lots of points. Oh, I think I see something here, maybe a piece of seam. Yeah, decent little piece of seam. Look at this. What a nice piece. Banding, druzy pocket. So if you can get nodules in this area, this is probably an exceptional area for nodules. You can get nice quartz crystals, banding. Yeah, I think this is a really good spot for that. Here's this piece cut open. I could already tell from the outside it should be good with banding, and yes, that is good banding. That's a good piece right there. So he's got some of it out. It had a fracture and it broke right along this. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? It's a big chunk. There's nice quartz points in there. And he's got some really nice quartz points on that side. He's trying to get down further and See how much of that he can get out. I decided to put all of the pieces together that had quartz crystal pockets on them so that we could kind of get a look at it. I've done just a quick clean on most of them. Some of them I haven't actually cleaned yet, but I did power wash a few of them just so we can get a feel for what we got. So here we can see how clean they get after I power wash them. And I also did it on this one too. Nice pocket going in deep there. And then I just did a quick wash on most of these. And like I said, I haven't washed that one yet. And so there was a lot of quartz crystal in this area, really cool. In addition, I put a few in the acid bath that had a lot of calcite on it to kind of get a feel for what happens. And it's interesting. I don't think I'm going to do it on anymore because it doesn't really seem to help a lot on most of them. But it is interesting. So that's how they turned out. Really nice quartz crystals. Sorry about the wind. So that's where we were finding all the really good stuff right in there. Decided time to keep coming. Didn't find a lot through here, but as soon as I got here, look at that. Nice piece with water lines. There you go. And another piece of some nice banded material right here. Look at that banding. That's beautiful. And quartz crystals. Sweet. The good stuff continues. You just gotta keep walking. And just as I stopped filming, I saw that. Look at that thing. That seems like a good size, don't you think? Oh yeah. Look at the banding in that. Oh, that is sweet. And quartz crystals. And the texture on the outside is so cool. Oh, it's a good day to be a rock hound. So Logan, what did you find over here?
Some seam agate.
Yeah, a little seam. Look at that tiny little seam. Wow, these are massive. And this piece he was showing me right here. Look at that piece of seam. You can see some coloring in it, some plumes. This is gonna be good material. Yeah. Now the question, how do you get this back down to the vehicle? You have to carry it, that's what. Woo. Yeah, good find. But do we want to carry it? That's the question. So the seam is everywhere. He's already grabbed 2 big pieces. There's another big piece there, another big piece right there. We've just been going around and it's everywhere. There was a thick seam that came out of here. And there's more than we need.
They're really, really nice stuff.
Oh, the orange? Yeah. Those thin pieces with orange, like this. Yeah, so that's a small piece of the seam. And we've got tons of big ones. Whew, here is this massive piece of seam that I kept. So this is the big piece I kept because I thought it was a good size for the saw. Yeah, from the outside, it doesn't look like it's gonna be that great. Let's take a look at one side. Whoa, that's pretty nice. Oh, hey, it's got a little bit of purple in it. Oh, so like a little bit of amethyst. Well, that's neat. Let's take a look at the other side. There you go. That is actually really nice seam material. Way better than I thought it was gonna be from the outside when we first found it. This is the other piece of the seam I decided to keep because it was a good size and, oh, sweet. It's got a faint purple in it, so a little bit. Nice material though. Here's this piece of, I think, seam cut open. It looks like seam. Oh, wow, it's very jasper. It's neat though. That is pretty cool. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Okay. Ooh, a hint of purple at the top. Nice. Here we have this piece of seam cut open. Okay. Very interesting. So I've been walking up the hill looking for more of that nice orange material. So far I think this is the best chunk I've found. I saw like a little bit of green in it somewhere there. So that's cool. So I've been trying to find more pieces of that orange because the big vein was down there. And a lot of pieces are just white. But we also have to pay attention to the weather. We've got some storm clouds rolling in. So we may have to leave here soon, but we'll just keep an eye on it for now. So that large seam is big. So clear back there, that's where we started seeing it. And I've kept coming over here. He's still finding pieces of it. I still found pieces of it here. This is a thinner piece, but look at the coloring in it. That's really cool. And yeah, you can still see there's pieces of the seam. So it's a big seam that goes all through this. So there is plenty here. Plenty. Very nice. And there's some interesting coloration in here, so I wanted to look around in this area. Here we have this piece of seam cut open. Let's take a look. Whoa! Whoa! Wait. That's amethyst. Whoa! Well. I think this seam's a good seam. Okay, there were actually two pieces I found in this section of the seam. Let me grab that other piece. I got that one cut too. Okay, here's the other piece. It's much bigger. This was from the same area as that other seam. Could it be? Yes, it is. Look at that. Wow. Look at that thing. Oh, that is beautiful. That's some nice dark purple. Sweet. Nice. Here's this piece of seam, a little higher up on the hill, following the same line. Oh yes, it has amethyst in it too. I mean, not as much, and it might be just because it got bleached a little more, but it does have it, and it is beautiful, beautiful seam material. So the seam does seem to kind of start right about in here somewhere, work its way, and go right up that hill. So there's plenty of pieces there. We're gonna go through it, decide which we're gonna actually keep, just a few big ones, and then the good looking small ones. Maybe break some to smaller sizes, but there is plenty. That seam just goes like that and it's thick, and there's plenty of it for pretty much everybody. There's tons here. Just found this one. That was sticking up. I thought it was just that, but then this came up with it and sprayed the back, and it has some good banding in it. So I think I might take that back. Yeah, the storm itself passed north of us. So as of yet, we don't have any here. Here's this piece cut open. From the outside, I can already see some nice banding going on, so should be good. Oh yes, indeed it is. That is some really nice banding. Sorry about the wind, but it's a nice view from up here. So I just wanted to share that. A beautiful view. So as I was up on the ridge line, Gary's gonna head that way. I looked over here and saw a zone that's yellow coming down like that, so I thought I'd head for it. Hadn't seen much, and then all of a sudden right there, look at that. Look at those quartz crystals. Come on, camera, focus. 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 Doesn't like the lighting, I guess. Yeah, we're a bit overcast right now. Anyway, those are some nice quartz crystals. So, where did that come from? Probably higher up. Well, I made it to the spot that from over there looked yellow, and I found a little bit of brown jasper. So it's not very good though. So here's an update. So I walked along the bottom there and just kind of came across, found very little stuff, walked around the front of this hill. Still, it's mostly just thin seams. And now that I'm heading back down to where we found all the big stuff, we're getting back into this seam right here. That looks really cool. So it's got an orange and green in it. And I just found this piece too. Look at that. That's a good looking piece. Cool. So we'll take those and cut them open. They might look really nice. Is that another little piece there? Nah. Two good pieces though. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Had a really nice orange color on the outside, and yeah, it continues in. Pretty sweet. I like that piece. Here's this one cut open. Whoa. Yeah, it looked different, and I thought it'll probably look really interesting on the inside, and sure does. That is cool. It's like really crazy. And we're heading back down. Got a full pack. Well, it's about 2/3 full. left a bunch of stuff up there. Went through, sorted through it, just kept the things I wanted. And there's plenty more around. So heading down. And of course on the way down you always find a few good ones too, so we'll see what we get on the way down. But other than that, we're pretty much gonna head back. We've got plenty of stuff. It's been a really good day. So Logan found a larger piece that had this little section that had this like greenish blue in it, and I thought I want to take that. He busted off a piece for me, and I was just like, I want to cut into that and see how it looks. Oh, that is nice. That is very blue. I like that. Oh, I'd like bigger pieces of that. Very nice. Okay, here's this cut open. From the outside it didn't look like much, so I don't think I filmed this. But okay, a lot of calcite in there. So it won't really turn out well, but it does look cool, at least like this. Here's this one cut open. A lot of calcite again, but we still got some nice calcitony, little bit of banding. Here's this piece of seam cut open. You can already tell it's got some good banding and plumes. Ooh, yes. That is really nice. Here's this little one cut open. It looks like it might have some reddish plumes in it. Let's take a look. Oh no, they're not reddish. They're just, I guess, oxidized on the outside, but wow. Those are really good plumes. You can really tell how they look like stalactites, because that's basically what they are. Here's this piece of seam cut open. Oh, it's got a little bit of purple in it. Nice. Here's this piece cut open. It looked interesting from the outside, so I figured I would take and cut it. And yeah, I'm glad I did. Look at that. That's pretty. Something I really wanted to show you. On our way out, after I had finished the video, I found this on the edge of the road. Look at that. Beautiful, big piece of seam. It probably fell down, rolled down probably from, you know, higher up. But that's a nice piece of seam. And it's possible because of all the amethyst that we found in the different seams, this could have some in it as well, deeper in. I just don't have any way to cut anything this big yet. So this one's gonna have to wait, but you can see plumes. We're back at the vehicle. Well, we got rained on a little bit on the way down and a little bit of hail, just tiny ones though like that. Anyway, it's been a fun adventure. We had a lot of good stuff. We've got a few large pieces of seam to cut open that you guys have already seen. I'm excited. Well, now you know where this place is. If you want some of that nice seam, it's just right up there. Until next time, remember, there is treasure everywhere.